Hi, this is Jim Cranston from 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com, the podcast and website by, for, and about baby boomers. Thanks for joining me tonight for another quick tip, this time for dealing with overwhelm. We've talked about it a little bit before, but this is kind of a different way. When the task list just seems endless, just start at one end and make some progress. So let's get started on our own list. Remember first, though, regular reminder, I'm not a medical professional, and I'll be talking about things that I personally find useful and helpful in my life. If you find something, find yourself just truly overwhelmed, hopeless, depressed, whatever, please seek some medical advice or medical help, or just dial 911. Also, starting July 16th of 2022, and available now in some areas, dialing 988 will connect you with immediate assistance. Good to know for yourself or a friend. So the number there, 800-273-8255, that's the National Suicide Hotline. And like I say, there's a shortcut coming of just dialing 988. So it seems with all the many ways we have in life, to stay in touch and to find out about things and new events and things that we should be doing or whatever, it seems pretty easy to get ourselves into a kind of a state of overwhelm with, so many things to do, things that need to be completed, just all sorts of ways to kind of drive ourselves batty with just too much to do and then feeling all upset because we have so many things to do. For example, if it's in the US, of course, it's getting towards the end of official tax day. It's now a little over 2 weeks away. So if you have, non-trivial taxes still to do, or maybe any taxes at all, just the thought of forms and numbers and on and all these things, it's just enough to make you run and go hide in, in a Netflix series or whatever. So, how about doing this instead? If you have, some bunch of tasks that you do, you don't start with your biggest task or whatever. Just start with the very next thing that you think of. Maybe it's a little tiny trivial task, and just do it. Just start it, do it, finish it. Clean the kitchen table, maybe write your Aunt Mary, whatever you've been putting off, oil that squeaking door, whatever it is, just do it. And when you're done, remember to be pleased with your accomplishment, and don't forget to reward yourself. Maybe an extra piece of candy, a walk around the lake outside, whatever it is that you find is a rewarding experience. Now think about that for a second. You started something, now it's finished, and you say, wow, I actually got something done. Pretty nice, huh? So tonight or tomorrow or on the weekend, do it again. Pretty nice again, right? So, and it's very important. Don't forget to reward yourself every time. It can be a little teeny reward, but it's really important that you do something special. Because what we're doing is we're training our brains to take pleasure in completing something that initially just seemed like a negative experience. That's why the self-reward is so important, because now you get this double dose of kind of dopamine and endorphins, first from getting something negative off your mind. So that right there, is a load off your mind. And then it's reinforced by associating that action, that good action, with a real and tangible reward. So before you know it, you'll be thinking up ways, to actually do something so you can get the reward. And that's okay, because something else is happening too. And this is really important. You're forming a habit of action, and action leads to more action, and many actions lead to success. But best of all, success leads to being calm and being confident. How cool is that? You started off when you went from being overwhelmed to being calm and confident in ourselves just by doing one little thing after another. I was explaining to one of my friends the saying, if you want something done, ask a busy person. Because I was explaining, if someone is not busy, it may be because they just never really do much of anything. Everything they'll do later or whatever. So if you ask them to do something, they may say yes, but it'll probably just go in this big pile of things that have never gotten done. However, a busy person will always make time to get one more thing done. So by just training your brain to find pleasure in removing some of those pesky tasks out of the to-do list, all of a sudden you're acting like a busy person. You'll be one of those people that has this magical power who can always add and find time to do one more thing to your task list. Because that's the real sleeper benefit in being busy. Now you have time to do all the things that really fulfill your life and make life happy. Because it won't just be the thing you wanted to do, won't just be added to this overwhelming backlog of tasks. It's just one more little item that you can do and be pleased with yourself for getting it done. And hopefully you're helping other people at the same time So you get these multiple benefits, which makes you just want to do more things. So if you make a little progress all the time, suddenly you'll have the time and the energy to do everything and anything that really excites you and make life a lot of fun. Whether it's a trip with friends or starting a new hobby, teaching others how to find life more fulfilling, like I try and do. With the backlog gone, every new action becomes easy and quick, and more importantly, it's kind of self-energizing because it's leading you to fulfill your own goals, your true passion, your life meaning. And that's something that always is easy to do. I mean, think about it. If you want to get up, walk across the kitchen and, clean the counter, or get up, walk across the kitchen and have some of your favorite dessert. Which one are you more likely to do? One of those is self-energizing because it brings you pleasure. If you learn to get all these little tasks out of the way and now you have time to do the things you really like, it becomes one of those self-energizing tasks. It's something you want to do because you know it's going to make your life more fun. So we've talked before about how to set goals and how to set and prioritize all your list of things that you want to do and you accomplish, and how to reach those big goals. But in between the spaces, all between the big goals, there's all of life's little chores. And we've talked about that a little bit. We talk about, niching down on your goals and getting smaller and smaller goals. And we always say, and there's a to-do list to do. Well, this is how to make the to-do list go away. This technique of just doing something and then remembering to reward yourself for your successes sweeps all those little chores away and leaves you the time and the energy and the motivation to actually go and do all those things that really make life satisfying. So that's the quick tip for the week. I hope you try it. Write down, and actually I would recommend just start writing down all the little things you got done this week or today or, this month, whatever it is, and you'll be amazed at how many things you get done with seemingly almost no effort. Because if you just do it and get it out of the way, it just becomes a little tiny effort. It's nothing whatsoever. But when you look at all that list, you look at everything you got done today and everything you got done this week, you say, wow, before I would have at the end of the week been looking at this whole big list still to do. And now I can go out on Saturday night with friends or whatever and not feel guilty about all the things I didn't do because I got them done. So that's it. Of course, the reminder, please, where did it go? My two reminders, there it is. It's, this link up here, 7em.link/Congress. That link takes you to a page where you can get your contact information for your representatives. It's directly from the congressional office. So I really have nothing to do with it. I'm just forwarding that on to the congressional office for the United States. But, please support if there's something you want to support, I'm as you know, very impassioned right now, impassioned about the war in Ukraine. But, if you have any goal that you want to really support, I would encourage you to take down that information, give them a write, talk to your representative, talk to your senator, and tell them that this is important to you and how you would like them to vote for you, please. It may seem like a little tiny inconsequential step, but it does help steer policy, and it lets them know that if they vote that way, you're going to be one of the people that's supporting them. You got the back. When someone else says, I don't know why they voted that way, you can say, well, I do, because you're familiar with the issue and you can explain it to other people. Because acting even in a small way, but particularly acting in a manner consistent with your core beliefs, you'll find that you feel less threatened by things and more confident in your actions and in life, and just more involved. And so it makes you just generally more excited about things overall. And then, of course, this one's really important, ukr7.com. You remember I said that's a domain that I purchased. It goes on to a page that we have on our website, 7everyminute.com. But it's a page that the only thing on that page are links to where you can donate and support the Ukraine people. It's to me super, super important. It's not a little thing. It has basically world-changing ramifications. Don't forget that the war is still going on there. They're just pounding the heck out of the Ukraine for no reason. They're targeting what are clearly humanitarian targets, hospitals, schools. It's completely unjustifiable. So, there's links for all sorts of things. Some of them are humanitarian only, whether it's, supporting the pets or getting food in, helping get people out who need to get out, getting medicines in or out, and getting people out to get medicines. Some are for passively protecting the Ukraine defenders with things like body armor and helmets and things like that. Some of them, there's links of all types there. So remember, one of the best ways to care for yourself is care for others. So I'd encourage you, please, check out ukr7.com. If anybody asks, I wish I knew where I could donate, just tell them that. If you have trouble remembering it, UKR obviously is from Ukraine. 7 is in 7 every minute. So just tell them. Go to ukr7.com, and that will have links to a lot of places you can donate, all sorts of links. Links supported by CNN, links supported by GoFundMe. There's a lot of links there, so check them out. And again, this isn't a promo for my website or my business. Well, everything there is just link boards on. I don't take any information or anything from it whatsoever. It's just to get that information out there because we have to keep everyone involved in this needless Russian-led conflict. And please keep everyone in the Ukraine and everyone in your prayers and in your thoughts, because this really, again, has worldwide implications. So, as always, be true to yourself and live your life aligned with your true goals and your feelings, right? Now you have one more way to make progress towards your big goals by just banishing all those little goals right from your life forever. Just take them one step at a time, one teeny little step. And if you keep doing that enough, pretty soon, all those things will be gone and you can really focus on the things that excite you and make life fun. So that's it for the week. Thanks for stopping by. If you found something interesting, please pass it along. If you didn't, please drop me a line. Tell me what you'd like to hear about. Have a great week. Thanks for visiting. Remember to live the life that you dreamed of, because that's the path to true contentment. Love and encouragement to everybody, and see you next week on 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com. Thank you.